Good evening. I've been watching YouTube videos about people ranting and raving about Nadia Suleman and her octuplets for the past hour, to the point where I felt like I have a few things that I would like to say in regard to the subject in a rational manner. As a woman who's been pregnant, it's very, very hard on the back. And my question is, how could this woman possibly physically carry 8 fetuses with a bad back, a back so bad that she got a settlement for? So if I were anyone in charge in the state of California, I think I'd be looking into a workers' comp fraud investigation in regard to that. She says she plans to go to graduate school. I'm wondering who will be caring for her kids while she's at graduate school. It takes at least 3 years, sometimes more. It's very difficult. Tons of homework, tons of writing, lots of concentration needed, which is very time consuming and will take time away from her kids. So I question her statement that she wants to be there for her kids. And I would also like to say to Ms. Suleman that food stamps are welfare. You're not earning them. Other citizens are paying taxes, and that's how you're getting your food stamps. So it is welfare. I know many states have laws in regard to the amount of people that can live in a household, especially when there's children. The male children have to have their own room, and there's a limit to how many can be in the room. The female children have to have their own room, and there's a limit to how many can be in the room. So it would seem that the Child Protective Services of California already have adequate reason to go in to the home and investigate. So why aren't they? We all know that the world is overpopulated and that hunger is a global problem. So how can anyone justify having that many kids in this day and age? I have to question that. Even people like Angelina and Brad, who, yes, are quite wealthy, on the backs of the public because you pay to see their movies. So just because you can, Angelina and Brad, doesn't mean you should. Sets a very bad example. Miss Suleman's own father says that she's mentally ill in an article I read. So I have to question what doctor in his right mind would inseminate her in the first place. You know, there's a whole slew of ethical questions here that one has to ask in a rational manner, and some investigations that should seriously be considered by people who hold the authority to do such. Whether they will or not, of course, is another question. And to anyone who sees this, all I can say is, as members of the public, what we can do to discourage this kind of information is not make donations to people who do this. We can write to our representatives and other members in your community who have power to pass laws and get more stringent laws passed in regard to artificial insemination. I guess it really bothers me that in this day and age, with the economy the way it is, and world hunger and overpopulation, that anyone would think that this is a sane and rational decision. I thank you for your time. That's really all I have to say about it. Tally ho.